it's Todd Ault. Welcome to Risk On. Today is February 9th, the 7th day of what could be the greatest show. That's a forward-looking statement. Could be the greatest show. Jason?
Well, you know, we've got a lot going on today. You don't want to just get right into it?
Let's get right into it. I'm Todd Ault. This is Jason Bartholomew. Jason is a professional poker player and trader. I'm an executive chairman of Ault Global, amongst other things. Let's get right into it. Twitter has got to be the top story.
Twitter, TWTR, as much as it pains me to give them props, Q4 earnings report, earnings per share, 38 cents per share. The street was only expecting 31. They smashed it. Revenue, they beat that as well, 1.29 billion.
Can we bring that up on the screen if it's not already, Brett?
The street was only looking for 1.19 billion. That was the last quarter of our former President Trump's account.
So you think all that uptick in earnings and stuff like that probably was Trump?
Well, let's just say he was on there and he was a force either way. He was definitely creating a buzz. So let's see what happens in the upcoming quarters.
Yeah, actually, you got to think about it, right? All those people that aren't listening to him are gone.
Yeah, I mean, and they had really nowhere to go. They're just in no man's land right now. They're on Gab, I guess.
Parler's not back up
Parler's
yet?
not back. There was a request to from one of the people in the committee on the House of Representatives asking who their investors were. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Hey, on yesterday's show, we talked about what could be the biggest story for Bitcoin in a long time since the creation of Bitcoin, and that is Tesla, Elon Musk putting $1.5 billion on their balance sheet. I don't see the controversy here. They're talking about him talking up Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin's not a security, there's nothing wrong with talking it up. So you can't have it both ways. I see the media, I see CNBC saying, what did Elon Musk do? He was talking about Bitcoin before he bought it. But what you don't get is the SEC's already ruled it's not a security. So kind of hard to have sort of insider trading on a non-security instrument. But what do you think about yesterday? I mean, hey, check out yesterday's show. We covered it a lot, and it's up on YouTube, obviously the same place you see it here, episode number 6. We covered it a lot.
I don't know why they would be upset. I mean, it's just a factual statement. He did, you know, he put $1.5 billion on the balance sheet. He put his, well, it's not money where his mouth is. He put his Bitcoin where his mouth is.
Did you hear the rumor today that Apple was upset about the announcement because they were planning on putting $5 billion of crypto on their balance sheet? I heard this. I'm like, where does this shit get started from?
Hey, so coming from a poker background, they could always just check raise Tesla.
Check raise.
Yeah.
I check raise you?
Yeah, and then let's see what Elon. Yeah.
Apple check raise. Let's trend that thing.
Yeah,
I
like
like raise. $5 billion in crypto. Crypto continues to be the story today. What happened with Bitcoin today?
Did I cover the Dow and the Nasdaq?
Let's cover the Dow real quick.
Yeah.
I get all excited about things like this, like crypto. What's happening with Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Dow, the S&P. Yeah. I think they were relatively flat, right?
Yeah, the Dow was flat. I mean, it was green, red, green, all the way into the close. I think it's up a little bit after hours, 40 points or so. The Nasdaq was up 13 after hours. The S&P was down 1.
But this is the first time in 6 days the S&P was down.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right.
So
there were still things ripping.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to get into that.
OCGN, you know, the stock yesterday that was kind of the risk-on thing from the day before when it was 4 and it went to 18, 17 something.
Yep.
I kind of woke up today to a downgrade, and I couldn't help it. I traded it for full disclosure. I started buying it at about $12.50, and it kept going down to 10, or like 11 something. No, maybe I started buying it at 13, and I added more at $12.50, and then more at 11.
Yeah.
And then it rallied back to 14, and I had a nice trade. I actually made, I think, about 11 grand on the trade today.
I was texting you, and you know this is funny because so I know he added on. He just added to the position.
I had to,
and it was around, I think, 13. Let's see, I think it was around 13.50 to 14 range. And I'm just texting him, hey, keep an eye on this. You know, if it starts to dip, you know, you could probably just take profits at 13.50 or something like that.
Yeah.
He said, I added more. And he bluffed me.
Bit.
You know, I folded. He bluffed me for sure. And then
Yeah.
he came back and said, no, I'm out of the position. So
Yeah,
13.76, right? Somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it was a good trade, but obviously it caught a downgrade. Why do you think it caught that downgrade?
I'm not really sure because the joint venture, nothing's changed. I don't understand.
But it had a big rally.
Yeah, it was a huge rally.
OCGN got downgraded by who today? Was it Wedbush?
It was Wainwright or it was somebody.
Yeah, but it was a pretty big downgrade. It pulled back pretty hard. But still maintained. Where to close at? Do you remember? Let me check it. Let me pull it up.
Let's take a look. I was so focused on Twitter right now. While you look at that, I just want to pull up the next one we're going to talk about also, CLOV. That's a follow-up.
It closed at 1261.
Okay.
It's down in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
You bring that up on the screen, Brett, if you haven't already.
So yeah, a full 20 looks like 20%, 23% down.
But it's still a ripper from the bottom. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I see this as, if you look at the 1 month, it's a I mean, it's to some degree this is actually a healthy pullback. Yeah, they caught a downgrade today, and I don't know,
Yeah.
Those things, I don't see what the reason. It's got to be price related downgrade.
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe the timing of the JV, maybe the potential rollout of the vaccine.
Right.
Coming over Covaxin, which is from Baharat Bio. Maybe that's it. Maybe there was just a time constraint. Maybe it's going to be a little bit later into the year.
You can come off that screen if you haven't already.
But anyway, what a move. It's still showing a lot of for the last 5 days. It's still
all right. Let's cover everything: silver, Bitcoin.
Yep.
Let's go over
Bitcoin
go over your list.
Bitcoin's 47,000 plus, up 5%.
Can you bring that screen up real quick on Bitcoin? Do I need to pull it up, Brett? Okay.
Remember when I told?
It's up on the screen now. Yes. Hey guys, we're getting used to a new system here. We're a new show, and so we're working the kinks out. Little kink here, little kink there.
Remember when
47,200.
I told you yesterday, remember, let's watch. Let's see if these guys push it to 50. Well, they met me halfway. It was 45, and now it's over 47. So let's see what happens tonight.
I think I saw 48 at one point.
Yeah. I mean, it's 47.1 the last time I looked.
This is on everyone's radar. This story is so far from being over. It's going to dominate.
What do you think will happen at 50? I know it's going there.
I would encourage everyone to look at Novogratz talking from Galaxy, talking about Galaxy Digital or whatever he calls his company, talking about. I heard some really interesting commentary. Think about it, right? Is the government going to allow the disposition of the U.S. currency?
Well,
are they not going to regulate? I mean, I heard. I think it was Josh. I can't remember his name on CNBC. I'll try to post it in the bottom.
Yeah.
But he talked about there's no way in the face of this that they're not going to do something.
The petrodollar is at risk. Whenever that happens, they have to act.
Yeah, so what do they do?
Well, what happens if foreign nations start trading for oil in Bitcoin? That's where you're going to see them act, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really interesting. I was almost obsessed with it last night.
Yeah.
Watching the story about, because it doesn't make a little sense. It doesn't make sense to me when we bought. I work obviously at Ault Global, DPW, and we bought miners a couple years ago. We had to send Bitcoin to buy them. You had to buy the miners from Bitmain in Bitcoin. So they're all like astonished that Tesla's going to let you pay for a call on Bitcoin. Guys, this has been already happening. The millennial generation's already been paying for stuff in Bitcoin. I mean, this is like, but it's becoming mainstream. And when it becomes mainstream, I don't know how the government sits by. I don't know, how they ruin a good thing. Speaking of ruining a good thing, I've heard there's a bill. I heard that Robinhood is hiring, what do you call those people that go politically?
Lobbyists?
Lobbyists. Sorry. They're hiring lobbyists because they're talking about putting a bill through Congress that would tax trading. I mean, you want to ruin a good thing? Why don't you ruin the greatest financial markets in history by taxing them? That makes sense. Why don't you put a per tax trade on and ruin that? Doesn't that make sense?
Let me guess. Is that our pal, our distinguished senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren?
I don't know if it's her. I don't think it's her. I think I heard other names. I'm not going to bash Elizabeth Warren.
I think it is.
First of all, I'm fearful of her. So, Elizabeth, I love you. I love you. Anyways, she hates everybody on Wall Street, so she hates me too.
If you want to see something funny to the listeners here and to the viewers, Google or go on YouTube and put in Elizabeth Warren, get me a beer.
I've seen that.
That one is astonishing.
Yeah,
she's trying to fit in with the quote-unquote peasants.
Okay, we're not here. All right, let's get off the politics.
Anyway.
What else do we have in stocks that you're following? Because I know there was a lot of movement. I saw one up $21 today.
AUVI.
Yeah, AUVI. Let's bring up AUVI.
Yeah, AUVI was a monster.
What's the story with that?
So I'm just going to look
They
at
disinfect
that
things?
Yeah, applied UV. So what happened was their sterilization disinfectant systems company, they acquired a similar company, the assets of Akita they acquired, Akita
Right.
Holdings.
Up 1453, 288%. and closed at about 1971. Currently, is 19 in the aftermarket.
Can I just tell you, it touched $35 today?
You brought that up, right, Brett?
Yeah.
It had $35. Is there a little bit of price discovery going on there when you don't know whether you should be $10 or $35?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a new sector. Like, I mean, obviously, it's always been around, for hospitalizations,
sure.
Stuff like that. But now you're looking at this sector doing everything: schools, government facilities, sporting event venues. I mean, they're basically disinfecting anywhere there's space,
right,
and there's people.
So what happens with this trade tomorrow?
I'm not sure, because there was actually legitimate news. Like, they did acquire the Aeroside system, which is a purification system from another company. I did see, full disclosure, I did not trade AUVI. However, I did trade LEDS, and that is was a sympathy play.
What do they do?
Similar thing. So
LEDS.
LEDS, and the other big sympathy runner. Let me just take a look at my notes. There was so much going on today. EFOI. Brett, if you could look at EFOI.
I really think it's probably Josh pulling them up.
Oh, either one. Energy focus, disinfectant, ultraviolet light to fight pathogens, SARS, CoV-2.
EFOI, energy focus, $7, up $1.98.
Yeah, that was a
38.90, 38.9%. Wow.
3 million floater. It touched 960 or so.
Down in the aftermarket.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point this out. So when you find one of these runners that hits the scanners from day traders and stuff like that, and you're a little bit late to the party, usually it's going to get halted because of the volatility.
Right.
In my opinion, the best thing to do is just to be patient and not chase that stock.
You got a lot of stocks up today again. There's massive moves in Mara.
Yep.
Massive moves in RIOT.
Yep.
What a moron I am for selling RIOT at 27.5.
Can I just tell you the sectors that were hot that I was seeing today?
Yeah, let's talk about them.
Marijuana sector, obviously.
Yeah, this Sundial. Come on. All right. Let's talk about Sundial. You want to talk about marijuana?
Yeah, let's talk.
All right. This stock has raised $173 million, it looks like, in a month.
Listen, I'm high on this thing.
Are you? You're high on Sundial?
I'm high on
that
it.
Makes sense.
So, 1 billion volume every day like clockwork.
I know, but what do these guys do?
Okay.
I mean, what's in the weed? Weed?
Yeah, I mean, they have like...
I mean, it's like they're selling drugs or something.
No, they have customized strains, if you will.
Right.
So... Today it mainly moved because of Tilray, TLRY. It moved on the back of Tilray because Tilray has an agreement now with Grow Pharmaceuticals. I like that, how it's a pharmaceutical company, how they're intermeshing now pharmaceuticals with marijuana and calling it medicine. I mean, that's great. So anyway, Grow Pharma and Tilray have an agreement to import and distribute medical cannabis into the UK.
Keep saying I don't have internet anymore, Skylar. Just letting you know.
Yeah, we're having trouble with the internet, but
yeah, for sure.
Sorry,
guys, the internet's down, but
we can talk about Sundial though.
Are you able to bring up things? All right, let's go to the screen there. There's Tilray. What's up with Tilray again today?
Tilray had the agreement with the UK pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, bring up Josh. Oh, he will?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you have already been bringing him up. Oh no, you don't want to bring him up on screen. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I look a little strange. That's okay.
So
He's
Tilray
a
up
guy.
Tilray
Maybe
up.
Our ratings will go up dramatically now.
Tilray up 40%.
Exactly.
Sundial up 35%.
Can you put in SNDL for us? So this thing's been on a tear. You know, my son, who's 20 years old, goes to UCLA, called me and said, "Dad, I'm getting up in the morning. I'm going to buy some Sundial. I got to get up early." I'm like, go on Webull. You could buy it at 1 in the morning.
Dude,
what are you waiting for?
He's using his Sundial to buy Sundial.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So, anyway, so the thing is with Sundial.
What's wrong with that? Is there some noise in here? Oh.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate that. You can take it off screen now. Hey, let's get into what's happening for tomorrow. What do you? I mean, there's a bunch of things we're not covering.
Huge.
Let's talk about Blink. You got a lot on your calendar. Let's go through them.
Let's talk one more risk on.
Okay.
All right, this is a good one. It's called Global Star GSAT, GSAT. Big news with them. Qualcomm, they're actually including their N53 band in its 5G modem. The new 5G modem that Qualcomm has out, it's their flagship modem. Now GSAT is going to be utilizing their N53 band within the modem, and today it was up pretty big, 60%. It touched $2 today, so that was a big mover on solid news. So I just wanted to bring that. to everyone's attention. Did we talk about the follow-up on CLOV, Chamath's?
It was up today.
Yeah, it recovered nicely.
Yeah, it's been holding in there since he's rebutted.
Yeah. So that was something that I was kind of
Clover
watching.
looks okay. It looks like it's calmed down.
Yeah, so I think we've covered the risk-on stuff, the weed stuff. You know, we didn't talk about the bios yet really except for OCGN. Sava, pretty boring today.
SAVA.
Yeah, SAVA was pretty boring. Light volume, 55 to 65 range. No big move today. GameStop, kind of dead.
It's dead money right now.
Yeah, same with AMC.
Right.
So I think traders have kind of just moved on, and there's still holders there, hodlers, you know, autists, whatever they call themselves. So the energy market, the sector, Blink, BLNK, we might know a little bit about them.
Tiny bit.
So they were up 15% today, $60 a share.
Chargers.
Yeah.
EV chargers.
Electric vehicle chargers, for those of you that don't know.
There's an article yesterday in Bloomberg about Blink, revenue-wise, what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, does the revenue justify the market cap?
Oh, we don't comment on market cap here, do we?
No, I guess not.
I mean, I don't know. You know, I've heard that argument with internet stocks before.
Yeah.
And so if you think about how big electrification is going to be across the country and across the world, Blink was there, you know, first.
Yeah.
Been there a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Run by Michael Farkas. The stock's done well. They raised $200 million. I had heard there was actually insider selling where someone there sold $14 million, so they didn't raise the whole $200 million for themselves. But they raised a lot of money, and they did it in a pretty efficient way.
Yeah.
The stock's been holding up pretty nicely.
A lot of these tickers have been really solid, like PLUG. A lot of these green techs and green energy stuff, SOL, solar stuff. The whole sector has been so solid. And it should be solid for the next few years.
Listen, I don't want to rain on any parades, for sure. I'm a big fan of the market. I think we're awash of liquidity.
Yeah.
But there are some stocks that are pretty extended. I mean, you can't deny that Bitcoin, you know, Mara, RIOT. I mean, I think RIOT's approaching a $3 billion market cap. You can't deny that some of these are pretty extended stocks.
But if you look at the actual value of Bitcoin, 47,000, and you look at what they're harvesting and what they have for infrastructure, I mean, we just have to look at the numbers. I mean, maybe we'll dig into that tomorrow. I'm going to do a little research, and we're going to look and see what the actual paper value. I can get the all the statistics. I can get all the infrastructure numbers from these companies, and we can look at it.
Right.
And we can see if it's justifiable.
Well, you're obviously betting on the future.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What else you got on your list?
I wanted to just touch on some precious metals. You know I love the metals.
Let's go. Let's go on the metals.
All right, so we were flat today on the actual spot prices of silver and gold. However, I did mention that one of my favorite tickers was AUMN. It's a slow burner. It's just a precious metal gold and silver miner. Today it just traded in a range of 87 cents to 91 cents, just a 5% move. Pretty boring, but you can swing trade tickers like this quite often. You know, make sure you do your homework. I'm not recommending that you do it, but if you do your due diligence and you look at some of these companies that are getting metal out of the ground, you know, this is something. Silver it's being used in a lot of industries, biomedical, automobile, technology. I mean, and we're not getting any more of this, so it's becoming harder and harder to harvest this metal out of the ground. Another silver, gold, copper, rhenium, rare earth mineral ticker, highly political. Take down this ticker, look at it. Please pull it up. NAK, NAC. I want to look at this. Oh God! I knew you were going to say that,
dude.
Look at what it did today. It's highly shorted.
Oh my God! Yeah, there isn't a time in my life that you won't leave this thing alone, will you?
Well, when there's opportunity to make money, I'm not going to ignore it. I won't discriminate.
Is it coming back?
As long
alive?
as it's legal. Yes. It was 76 cents today, 15% move. Let's look for continuation into tomorrow.
Everyone's a trader now, I'm hearing.
You know what's
the plumber's trading, the gardener's trading.
Yeah, I mean,
feels like a little bit like 2000 to me, a little bit.
Everybody's trading.
Anyone can say that stupid comment. Doesn't really matter. And I'm stupid. I say it all the time. So
you know what it reminds me of?
What?
So going back to my poker, the origination of my poker years in 2003. So in 2003, ESPN started the World Series of Poker on a more mainstream level.
No. Chris,
yeah, we're going to bring the Moneymaker effect.
Moneymaker, dude.
It reminds me of
I saw
that.
It changed poker forever. Dude.
It did.
Yeah,
and I think
great.
these 0% or zero commissions apps have done similar things for trading, along with the pandemic.
Well, I can tell you right now that I'm not sleeping much because on Interactive Broker I can trade at 1 in the morning. On Webull I can trade at 1 in the morning, and then I can trade crypto 24 hours a day on Robinhood.
Yeah. You can do that on
free.
You can do that on Webull also.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can trade on Webull.
You know, Robinhood is really gamified it. It feels like, oh, yeah, there's celebration. At the end of the year, they sent me this thing. Look at all you've done. And there was like parties and balloons. And, look what you did, all the trades you did. But I'll tell you, it's pretty efficient. I've made like 20 grand trading Robinhood and Bitcoin this year. And every time I make $5,000, I send $2,500 back to my account. Just, to take some off the table. You just swipe and it's there the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, this is great stuff.
Yeah, it's like Snap ACH just moves.
It's really amazing.
It is.
I mean, it's an amazing app. Hey, Robinhood, we're looking for a sponsorship. Just kidding.
Yeah. No, it is.
And he couldn't handle it. He wants Webull.
No, I like Robinhood. Robinhood's interface is very friendly for the new users.
It's
not intimidating. When you go on Webull has more of a trader's, investor's feel to it. You're looking at, different ways to buy and sell.
Hey, we talked about to the audience about Discord. And you said you're going to get back to me. Now, I'm on that Discord, and I get ideas all the time.
Yeah.
What's the story?
Well, what are we referring to?
You told me you'd check it out to see whether we could give the audience the Discord chat room where we're getting a lot of our data. And you said he may not like that. Do you remember that conversation?
Oh, the link to join. Okay, because we were going to start our own Discord chat room, actually. Risk on.
Right.
So
Maybe we should.
I mean, obviously, the Discord chat that we're on is highly successful. Many, many thousands of participants. Maybe we should have our own Discord with our own risk-on portfolio.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. For full disclosure, I do want to make it clear that I did trade ITRM today, OCGN. I traded GameStop a little bit today. I got rid of ENSV. I got rid of EQOS. I'm pretty active out there.
ENSV had an offering. Sorry about that.
No, I'm pretty. No, it's all right. Yeah. I'm pretty active out there, and I'm a fairly active trader. I don't know what do you think of us putting up our trades? I don't know if we could do that or not. We could.
I mean, we could do it in our Discord.
I know that Kathy Wood does it, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of
ARK Invest, right?
Yeah,
she does it.
Yeah. Who else does it?
But I do a lot of trading. I mean, I get a lot of. I've been doing this for 30+ years, and I probably have so many Wall Street brokers that call me. I got to tell you, man, I feel like I get 100 calls a day. Maybe it's only 5, but it feels like 100. It could be 10. It could be 20.
Let's do this.
But I'm constantly getting deal flow like crazy.
Let's do this.
We want you to make money. This is an entertainment show. It's about risk on. It's the kind of risk that I've taken in my life. I've taken a lot of risk and put money in biotechs. I've started companies from scratch. I've invested in companies I buy undervalued assets and disruptive technologies, hopefully with a global impact. And the show is about finding opportunities to put risk on, right? And right now, what are we seeing? Liquidity in the market, opportunities in real estate, dirt rates at zero.
Yep.
I mean, near zero.
Tons.
So what do you got to get long tomorrow? What's the risk on trade for tomorrow?
Well, for a high variance or risk on, I mean, you can look at crypto still.
Yeah. So I bought into your OCGN a little bit here.
Yeah.
So I like when there's volatility, and I like when there's a pullback to add to. So I'm a trader in the sense that I swing, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You get this big move up to 17. You get
right.
a big pullback to 13, then 12, and I averaged in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm willing to, but see, not everyone can do that. Some people are like, I'm only trading a couple hundred shares.
Yeah.
I at one point I think had 15,000 shares.
Yeah.
Was I had 200,000 at risk or something like that.
When
right? Running a little bit bigger portfolio. I think my portfolio is around as of right now, I think it's around maybe 10 million or so, maybe a little less, maybe 9 million.
Right.
So not everyone can take that kind of risk, but you can do it with these commission-free apps in a smaller way.
For sure.
So if you're going to run it like 9 million, you could run it smaller and stay if you're going to go to 100 shares, you could average in at 10, 15 shares at a time, right?
Yeah.
So you could still do the same thing.
You can stagger and scale into these positions for sure.
That's not for the risk. I mean, you got to be willing to. I mean, one thing that I did today was Jason had me in a bunch of names yesterday. And once I was rallying this morning, I was looking at the other names. I couldn't follow them. I just went, phew, and I had like 11 different stocks in my portfolio, and I took it down to 3. And by the end of the day, it was 1. You know the name.
What, Coca-Cola?
No. I even sold Coke.
You did.
For full disclosure, because I wanted to get long something else. You'll see it in my 13D filing.
I do know the name.
Yeah, you do know the name. So I'm a pretty volatile guy there when it comes to being able to put on risk. But I don't know that everyone could take the kind of risk that I trade. Jason, you're more conservative than me, believe it or not.
Yes.
I mean, when I said to you today that I added more, you were talking about at 14. I was kidding and said I added at 14. But I actually did add a lot more at 11. And so when I was doing OCGN, I added a ton down in the 11 range. And then I put shares for sell higher.
Yeah.
And then just scaled out of it, right? It was a nice, like, I want to say I think I made $11,000 or $12,000 on that trade today.
That's the difference. Like, you have to be careful to make sure there's enough liquidity in that ticker, because
you don't like the risk I take. I can tell you're like, you got to get out of that now. I'm like, nah, we'll wait a little longer.
Man, I'm telling you, you're just, when you pile it in there,
I do.
I pile it in
I'm
there.
like a whale in a pool, right? There's, woo, big waves coming.
Man, OCGN was an example of that.
Every day we're commenting on my weight. See, that's Josh here. Can't help myself. We're whale in a pool.
What do you think, though, if we can get folks to comment
that's what
below?
Will says bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
Just go right through.
But I need some feedback from the viewers for sure, because we want to find out how we can best help you and add
What's
value.
up, by the way, with all the viewers? Thank you so much. I mean, thousands and thousands of views and DMs to me, which I appreciate greatly. Thank you.
We don't mind if you hit the thumbs up button. If you hit the
but I saw over the weekend it was like a couple hundred hours of viewing hours.
That's good.
Right. So the show is expanding. Are we? I mean, there's talk that we're going to be on a radio show. What's the story there? Do you think we're going to do that?
If there's enough time in the day, we'll do it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. I hope so.
Yeah.
Might be on the radio. We'll let you guys know.
But we want to keep adding value, though. You know, we're a new show.
Sure.
So we need feedback. So just take a few minutes and comment down below. Let us know how we can best help you. Whether it's a Discord chat that you'd be interested in joining, whether you want us to post, a couple of ideas for trades. We're just trying to find a way to help put money in your pocket. And, if we can get follow the stocks that we buy, and we're not recommending these stocks, but if you can just kind of look at what we're doing for entertainment purposes, obviously, and you can just kind of gather that information, and you can use that information.
There's the typical disclosures. Obviously, we're not financial advisors.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not licensed, and you can't follow our trades. And we don't charge a commission because we can't do any of that kind of stuff.
And to be honest, sometimes I'll just paper trade, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm trying some new styles of trading, or even like options and stuff like that, I'll test it out. You can paper trade on these brokers for no dollars.
Can you bring up for me RELI? No internet. All right. Well, we're having a little problem here. RELI, if we pull it up, it traded down $27.63 today to $5.84. And I want to bring this up because this was about 1,000 for one reverse split. You always got to be careful when a stock is reversing, how you trade it, etc. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that. My risk on trade is to take a look at this. I'll read it to you guys real quickly. They're an insurance company. Reliance Global Group, and the symbol is RELI. And some pretty big changes. They did a deal at $6. I think they sold 1.6 million shares, 1.8 million shares. Stock had a pretty big range today on this big reverse. They're on the NASDAQ. And I'm really interested to see how they raised money, what's going on there at that trade, RELI. Obviously, having a little trouble with the internet today. That's all right. Anything else you want to talk about? Because we might end the show a little early today. We're a little struggling here a little bit.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Well, we got to talk on all the sectors of the market and some of the key tickers and what's happening. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep our eye on several of these tickers for follow-up tomorrow. Did you want to talk a little bit about some current event stuff?
I want to talk about Carson Wentz. It looks like he's going to the Bears. Have you heard?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I heard he's going to the Bears possibly.
Well, they got the kid from Oklahoma, right?
Who did?
What's the backup's name there? He started. Jalen Hurts.
At Philadelphia?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts got some
So I heard
starts.
Carson Wentz. So one of the things this is my commentary. I was born in 1969. I was raised in the 70s and 80s. And when I followed a team like the Dodgers, the infield was the same infield the whole time.
Yeah.
It was, Rick Monday, Davey Lopes. I mean, Steve Sachs, Ron Say, the Penguin. Why are you getting rid of Carson Wentz it's like short attention span theater here where you got to get rid of people. What? Jared Goff is already gone? It was just in the Super Bowl. What is wrong with this place? I mean, this is why, to me, I'm not loyal to a team anymore because I like the players. I like Matt Barkley. And Matt Barkley plays for the Buffalo Bills. He played at Mater Dei with he didn't play with my son, but he played at Mater Dei where my son went. I knew Matt. What the hell is wrong with this country that we're getting rid of people like after one season? It makes no sense to me. Now, I guess if you get a chance to get Brady, then you get rid of your quarterback to get Brady. So maybe that makes sense. And I'm not a sports commentator kind of guy, but I can't even keep track of it. I mean, Kobe Bryant was on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant was on the Lakers. It wasn't 30 other teams. This is crazy. I mean, I don't get how didn't Carson Wentz just go to the Super Bowl too? And then the guy who Nick Foles, he goes somewhere else too. I mean, they just can't. It's out of control. And then Stafford goes to the Rams. Actually, Stafford on the Rams actually may be quite good. Maybe that's why they trade.
Wentz.
That was a rant if I ever heard.
That
one.
was a rant. But Wentz.
Sorry.
Wentz has had 4 years.
Has he?
Yeah, he was hurt 1 year, and Foles took him to the Super Bowl, and they won.
Terry Bradshaw had years and years and years.
But Foles went to Jacksonville and got money. He got paid. You can't fault him for that.
I'm not faulting him.
He sold
the
high.
Team got rid of him.
But Wentz has had injury problems. He's never lived up to the hype. They paid him. He's the highest paid quarterback. I think he might be the highest paid quarterback right now.
Really?
He's one of the top paid quarterbacks for sure.
Really?
Yes. We can look
He's
at
not
it.
paid more than Mahomes. No chance. I mean, Mahomes got a $500 million deal.
At the time, Wentz got the largest deal, and that was like 2 years ago.
Well,
and he has basically not lived up to the hype. Now you can make a case where they didn't provide him the ancillary players on the wide receiver spot. He's never had a marquee wide receiver. He doesn't have like Brady this year. He had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. He had Gronk.
mm-hmm.
I mean, the guys that they were running out for Philly were just like, Deshaun Jackson was hurt, so that was their marquee player.
What's funny about football? Football is risk on too, right?
Yeah.
If you're Bill Belichick, your risk off was, I'm not going to pay Brady to stay.
Right.
And I'm going to let someone else take Brady and Gronk. Gronk, of course, already retired,
Yeah.
but then they let him trade. They traded him away.
Yeah, they had his rights still.
Right, they had his rights.
Yep.
And then they wouldn't pay Brady. He was going to go off with someone younger.
Yep.
Brought in Cam Newton, which I thought was a good trade. I mean, that was interesting.
Cam Newton is like a 50-year-old guy in a 30-year-old body, though.
Is that true?
Oh, he's been destroyed.
Is he?
That guy's incredible, by the way. Cam Newton's an amazing athlete, but in Carolina, man, he just was crushed. He preferred not to go out of bounds when he's running it, taking the ball down and running it up the field. He would just engage. I mean, he would try to. So
Belichick was risk off.
Yeah.
But maybe it was risk on. You got rid of Brady.
Yeah, I mean you're getting rid of the foundation of the program, and what does Brady do? He gives them the big middle finger, goes to Tampa. Tampa's never won a playoff game. They happen to host the Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl before.
No, Tampa's never won a Super Bowl.
No, this is their second win. No, I know this. They won with Doug Williams.
We're gonna research that.
Trust me, I'm right on this.
Doug Williams.
Right, let's bet right now.
No. Okay.
Hey.
I don't want to take your money.
Listen,
Doug Williams won.
Tampa Bay won.
No, Doug Williams won with the Redskins. Look it up. Producer,
Tampa
look it
Bay
up.
won. No, you know who it was?
Look
What's his name? The coach of the Raiders, Chucky. He won with them. No. I'm telling you, Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl.
Wait, 2002?
Yes, I told you. With what's his name?
No.
Yes, Tampa Bay has won 2 Super Bowls.
There's no way.
You said never won a playoff game. Come on.
No way. Tampa
you wouldn't
Bay?
even take that bet. I was even offering it for you. Tampa Bay won 2 Super Bowls. Chucky, the guy who coaches the Raiders now. What's John Gruden? John Gruden was the coach.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He took over for the guy who went to Indianapolis.
Yep, you're right.
And the guy in Indianapolis had the team set up, and Gruden comes in and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Doug Williams did win one, but I thought it was with the Redskins.
No, you're right. It was with the Redskins.
Okay.
He left Tampa Bay
to
go to the Redskins.
That threw me off.
You're right on that one.
All right.
Yeah. I had you going for a second.
Wow,
there.
Tampa Bay did win. You're absolutely right.
Right. But yeah, they won twice.
But anyway.
Who's never won? No, they won championships in the NFL.
Yeah.
But Cleveland, where I was born,
Yeah,
Cog Falls,
yeah.
has never won. And by the way, unfortunately, I'm not really a Cleveland fan.
What about your neighbors, Buffalo Bills? They've been in 4, right?
They were in 4 in a
Never
row.
0-4.
Right, 0-4.
Okay.
Right. No, just be clear.
Yeah.
I'm a Matt Barkley fan.
Yeah,
And because he plays, I was actually a Philadelphia Eagles fan when Matt Barkley was drafted by the Eagles from Chip Kelly, and I was a fan that the 49ers, when they had him, and when the 49ers cut him, I made sure that I cursed them and said, "You'll not win a Super Bowl for 100 years." And the 49ers have not won a Super Bowl since they cut Matt Barkley.
I mean, Matt Barkley.
Something going on here? You guys are looking around like the clock stopped or something.
Matt Barkley, though.
We're breaking down all over the place around here.
Actually, the clock did stop.
I can't wait till we get a new stadium.
But
studio. I need a new stadium.
Matt Barkley, though, think about it, how hard it is to be a starter in the NFL. That guy's a stud.
Dude, he's a stud, and he literally has been to Arizona, Chicago, San Francisco. He's been to Philadelphia, and he's kicked ass in Buffalo. He's been a great backup to Josh Allen, and I'm telling him, calling out Matt Barkley, the guy's a stud.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. Matt, you know I know you. He probably thinks I'm a little strange because every time I see him, Matt, I'm a big fan. You should be starting.
Yeah.
He's got a great family. I think he's got three little kids. The guy's a great guy, and I literally got all the way to one game to the Super Bowl, and I'm so stoked he's doing so well.
And you know, with Buffalo too,
and they've traded him all over the place.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. But Buffalo really didn't have the talent. They overachieved. Their defense was solid, but I mean,
Josh Allen is an overachiever.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a.
He came from kind of nowhere.
He's got a big arm though. That guy can throw it.
He does for sure.
Anyway, yeah, it's
How do we get on football?
I don't. We're talking about the Buccaneers and Brady and Riskoff and Belichick.
Belichick.
How Belichick thinks he's playing 4D chess and just dumps Brady. You know, you think, oh, Brady's washed up. You know what? Thanks for your 17 years or whatever and 6 rings.
Hey, we're going to be sending out some nice T-shirts and what's it? Is it called Josh Tchotchkes or is it merch? It's merch. We're going to be sending out some merch. Those people are making comments below. We're picking random people below. We're sending you stuff. You'll be hearing from us shortly. I'm so excited to send this up. Josh has set us up with some cool merch, actually some risk-on stuff. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
Those of you who are looking at, we are in a little bit of a different studio because where our studio is being made. So unfortunately, we had to move around a little bit, but we're here to do the show. We love talking about stocks. We love talking about risk-on stuff. What do you got for tomorrow? Because we're going to hang this up right now.
Tomorrow, we're going to continue to look at the weed sector, marijuana.
Yeah.
We're going to look at the crypto sector, the energy sector. I mean, those are the 3 sectors that are hot. Also, I wanted to speculate a little bit on some a sector that we're going to talk about. You can look at it tonight. The REIT sector, mortgage REITs, real estate investment trust. Talking about buying low, selling high. This would be a long-term sector. We're going to take a look at a couple of tickers from that sector.
Hey, it's Todd Ault. This is Jason Bartholomew. This has been Risk On. We always look at great, exciting things where we can put on risk and make some money. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow.